Wait.
Oh,
Okay.
my tracks.
We are not allowed to say any of the words we normally say. So what are you going to say?
How are you today?
It is good to see you. Thank you for joining us. I don't normally
A
say
day
that.
late because we normally get on Thursdays, but it's Friday. We had things going, birthday celebrations, as you can see in the back. My son had his 8th birthday. My best friend had her 40th birthday. So it was all the celebrations yesterday, and it is cardigan weather.
Oh, no, it's not. But
I was just chilly this morning, but it's still going to be in the 80s here in California today. But I was chilly, so I was like, ooh, cardigan. Yay! Fall.
So, thank you for joining us, Coffee and Convo. We are doing a how people spend money part two.
Part 2.
Because of course, money is a big thing in relationships and among people in businesses. However, because relationships are in business as well, and
big
so
thing.
money and spending and the approach to money is a big deal. And of course, for us, all of this is about understanding who am I and who are the people around me, so that there's not the frustration, and so that we can utilize the greatness and the skill that each person brings and just accomplish great things.
And valuing who you are, right?
So, you know, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I worked with a business, and the owner is a creator, and so has a high value for the freedom to make decisions, to move things forward, and you know, to create in the moment. And so he would go into projects and bring his project manager and because he valued freedom, give them full reign and say, hey, this is what we want to accomplish.
Yeah. The big
Here it is.
picture.
Here's the big.
Boom.
Go and do it.
Right there.
But his project manager was an executor, more of the S personality, who wants to know, would like some instruction on how the other person would like to see it accomplished. Yeah. So the creator was like, hey, I want to celebrate you and support you and champion you. So here's freedom, go.
This is how I would
This
do
is
it,
how,
right?
and his project manager was coming in and like, oh, I'm overwhelmed, and this is not supporting me, this is not championing me. And so then things weren't happening until we sat down together and, you know, did personality assessment, did some coaching, and said, hey, your project manager would actually prefer some, clarity of expectations and some way of how you would like to see it done. That gives them the freedom to bring their greatness, to feel supported, to feel valued, and you accomplish great things together. So, you know, all that to say is just diving in and saying, this is who I am and this is who the people are around me, because that makes us all feel valuable, and we can continue to, of course, we believe everyone has some great, you know, a bunch of greatness inside of them. And so it's just like, hey, this becomes the foundation.
Yes.
Let's do a personality assessment and look and see, where can I build upon this platform of who I am.
I feel like you dove right in, like you went off the diving board and you went like right down the bottom of the pool.
Well, okay, I was just explaining. Cheers.
Cheers. I'm almost the same color as you, which means I'm drinking pretty dark, strong coffee today.
And I went
less creamer.
I went a little bit lighter for the second cup here this morning because I just finished my first one.
Yeah, but please say
Cheers,
hi.
guys.
Let us know
You're
where
awesome.
you're watching from, and if you have questions. You guys had some really good questions last week when we were talking about personalities and money and how that connects. And so drop them in the comments as always. We may not have time to cover them live, but we always go back and then either answer them in the comments or talk about them
We have some
in an episode here. So please interact with us. It's awesome.
But my little explanation was all to say why we are talking about money the second time, just kind of highlight, you know, because of how it brings it back.
You don't have to explain your explanation, baby.
Okay.
You're all good.
All right. You know, I like to clarify. That's who I am. So, I put together some questions. There's some questions from you guys and some questions here just about money. So, in answering according to personality, style, and your approach, what are you willing to spend the most amount of money on? So, not necessarily a specific item, but your approach to items in general. What are you spending the most amount of money on? Do you get where I'm going with that, or do I need to answer first?
Like a certain sort of feeling it gives you.
So for me, I'm always going for, yo, what's up, Dub? How's it going? I'm always going for, as a high refiner, I'm going for quality.
Yeah.
So I will spend the highest amount of money for something that is super high quality, whether it's a tool, no matter what it is. I want to have the right equation of value, but it needs to be I don't want it to break.
So I would say as a I would spend a lot of money on an experience and whatever makes me feel good. So
feelings? What? No.
I mean, emotions is high up here. No, but so go to a restaurant, I don't look at the price, I just look at, oh wow, that sounds really good, and this food is gonna give me such an awesome experience.
Such an amazing experience.
Or the all-inclusive getaways, vacations, because it's just I have to do nothing, which is gonna feel great. Everything is whatever makes me feel amazing.
Okay.
Or it could be a quality piece of jewelry or something, but again, it's gonna make me feel amazing. So that's what I would spend the most money on.
Yeah.
That pretty much makes sense with my personality.
Sure. And if you have some executors or S personalities around you, they'll be looking a little bit more for what is...
What does the other person want to experience? It's not about me.
Yes.
Yes, very much. Because they care about...
Right, so they'll spend...
Let the expert speak. Go ahead, babe.
But they'll be looking for, what is more comfortable or what is familiar. So they'll go with something that is more known for them, and if you have a creator, a high D personality style, they'll be looking kind of for, they want the ability to get what they want, to maybe stand out a little bit, to, to drive forward, to make things happen there, so.
I definitely have a lot of that too.
Yeah,
what about? Oh yeah, the C you started.
Yes, I want the high value.
Quality.
Quality
Absolutely. Quality over quantity.
All day. All right. So, how do you decide about what you are buying? What's your process? So we talked a little bit about the feeling. So say for example, a car. So you mentioned a little bit about feeling. If you think
not a good example, but go.
If you think about a car that you want, just one that you would want to purchase.
Yes.
What's your process? What are you looking at? How do you say I want this car?
And the way it makes me feel.
Okay.
So looks for me is sharp, color. I look at color. Leather seats, interiors.
What type of colors? Do you want to stand? Do you want to stand out?
See, I'm more about the sharpness and the. So I'm not just in my eye, but there's differences, of course, still.
Right, you're a combination of
but you would say they're drawn to brightness and colorful and all of that, but in cars I'm not at all. In decor, in my house and stuff, I like neutral, as in, now I do like a pop of color, but I don't want to have a red car or a pink Mary Kay car or whatever. No. I want to metallic, gray or black or white.
So you would definitely find more of the executor, the D style coming out when you look at cars,
because I'm not I'm not the artsy expressive in the eye, but I do in my clothing. I do a little bit more of
Okay.
color.
That's kind of the next in the same question that we are getting into.
Oh, okay. I'm already going ahead. That's normal.
So you are leaning more in vehicle. You are leaning more kind of the creator side, where they like kind of the blacks. They like the sharp. They like to
I like that too.
stand out. So
But
the eyes, the advancers tend to be a little more colorful and expressive in their vehicle. But it is about feeling as well.
100%.
For me, whenever I'm asked like what car would I really like, I can't actually answer that because I want to.
He will have to research first,
right,
to see the
I
numbers.
need to go. I need
if
to go
they
research.
make sense in efficiency, in
like
quality,
if I want to
is it gonna give you the best bang for your buck? Really, does it make sense? Am I not just paying for the look or the brand or the whatever? Right.
Exactly. So you would tend to pay more for the brand or what it means, or
I don't care.
what other people have.
If I can afford it and it's something that I like the look of and whatever, I really don't care.
Right.
And I mean my famous phrase is, if it breaks down or it stops working, you just buy a new one, right? Who cares?
If it's dirty. If it's dirty, we'll just throw it out. And get
We'll clean it a couple times, but...
No, I'm just playing.
I know.
But, or what other people are excited about, like that draws you in as well.
Yeah.
For me,
What's
anytime anyone is hyped about something, I am like pushing it away. For sure, because I'm the other extreme. Like if it's a song, if it's a style, something, I'm like, well, like I don't want anything to do with it because there's just because I want to go against the grain internally. That's a little more, that can be a little more of a D.
But I was just gonna say, I've had moments in my life where I wanted to be sure and not just go with the flow. But I'm very much a flow person though.
Sure.
Initially.
But for me, again, because of my high refiner side, I'm more drawn to is it accurate or right first? Right. And that's why I want to push against the flow most. And then not just to be different and stand out. Like I don't want to stand out. So
So as we're asking these questions, let us know what your answer would be, or do you recognize yourself in some of these? Let us know. Yeah,
so the car, I can't say, well, I could say a Lambo looks cool, but then I need to go and say, hey, is a Lambo or a Ferrari better? Which one has a better review for how it holds up? It's not always gas mileage, but I'll take that in, like the power versus gas mileage, maintenance, is it all that good stuff? And then I'll lean toward more of kind of a gray would be my first tendency, because a refiner likes accuracy, and so the gray, that type of thing is more my color. And then if you would have an executor or an S, they are going to go with what is known for being comfortable, what is known for being safe, what you can bring people along,
has been around forever.
What is
thing.
As in what is known or familiar. So, what about clothing?
Okay.
Your approach to clothing. Again, how do you decide what you're buying when it comes to clothing?
How do I decide what I'm buying? So I do look at known brands that I know have a good name, and then I look at fashion, like what's the style, what's going, and then of course what looks good on me, what I feel good in. But that's again when I go look in the mirror and I put it on, I'm like, woo, she looks good. I need to have that feeling, right? So that can be bright colors sometimes, but that doesn't always have to be like that. But like, I'll go for, I tend to go for main brands and stuff. It doesn't have to be boutique. I don't care about that. I still like a good deal, but I don't, that's just because of.
But it's fashion. So we always have this discussion. She's like, this is fashion. I'm like, there's no practical set. That looks super uncomfortable. Like you tie your pant leg up around your neck or whatever. That's fashion. People are doing. I'm like, I don't care. It looks so impractical. So whatever is happening, whatever's.
But it has to feel good to me and look good to me, though. It's not like just because it is fashion now I'm going to wear it, right? That not at all. I mean, there's been some crazy things in fashion that I'm like, But I mean, the fashion people know something. They have a gift, right? So let's celebrate the gifts.
For me, it's, again, I'm calculating what is the brand versus the value. So I want something of quality, but I want it the right price. And so if I can get something that looks okay, that's going to last some, I'll put money in there. Again, naturally, I go more toward the shirts, grays, some black, things like that.
And it looks so good in color.
I do like color, and I intentionally purchase other things because I know, but I'm naturally drawn, I'll find myself looking at, just because that's kind of
he wears different things that don't come natural to him because he's married to me, pretty much.
No, not always. I do have moments where I'm like, hey, I do like color.
It took you a while to wear a pink or purple shirt. You didn't do that in the beginning. I mean, maybe like a brighter blue, but that's not really. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, when we first got married.
So
that wasn't
recognizing with your kids and stuff, especially as well. Where they're at. So we have some S-style executor personalities, and they want to wear the same couple of clothing. Whatever they found that feels comfortable, and they not only fits comfortably, but they feel comfortable in. That is because it's known. They'll try to wear that over and over again. So I know a lot of people sometimes are like, why are my kids picking this all of the time?
Literally, there's all these clothes in their closet, right? And I'm like, okay, trying to teach them. It doesn't matter what other people think of you, right? But then I'm like, dude, these people are going to think like you have only 5 shirts because you literally wear the same thing every single week. And not even like the same shirt with the different pants, right? No, the whole outfit, because this goes with that. And then I'm wearing it. I'm like,
so
any other moms? Any other moms?
So that approach to clothing that's what they feel comfortable in. So they'll go and buy shirts that are a similar cut, a similar style. If you have an executor and that's around, and then our D is like our creator. She wants to go, what brand name, what I want, but I don't care the price. I want to go in there and decide and get what I want. She'll get in and get out, but if you're like, whoa, could we spend a little better somewhere else, or could we find it a better price somewhere else? And she's like, you're taking away my choice, and I just want to go and get what I want. So, all right. When do you feel like you've wasted money? As an advancer, combination of advancer, creator, the I, D. When do you feel like you've wasted money?
I don't have much of that.
Okay.
But I do, for me, is where I like business things, where I try to do something, and so we spend money towards that, and then I couldn't finish it well.
Okay.
That's where I feel like I may have wasted something because I set certain expectations for myself, or I feel like there is other expectations and I couldn't live up to that, or I couldn't make it successful, and for whatever reason.
Okay. So some results and
so,
stuff. So
in that way.
Can we pull this question back a little farther and
Sure.
I'll answer. So that's good. You didn't get the results. So part of what you're looking for maybe is some results.
Yeah.
Or
well, so
an adventure is a great starter.
More of an investment, right? Okay. So not in food or clothing or any. I don't think I have a possibility to feel like I've wasted. I don't know. I have an experience with it, and that's great, right? And
sure.
So I don't know.
I think once I redefine this question a little bit for me. I feel like the situation where I waste money when I spend it on things that aren't practical. As far as my personality style goes, if I'm fully focused on that, now it doesn't mean that experiences aren't important and things,
yeah, right.
But when it's not practical, then I feel like I'm wasting money. You're pretty much the opposite.
Yeah, but I'm still not.
When
it's like I don't know.
When you feel like there's something you have to buy,
yeah,
then you feel like you're wasting your money. So say you have fun money, and you have like
okay. So this is a real. It's not okay. Yeah. So I just had my birthday, and I have a certain allocated amount that I got for my birthday, and I am going on a trip, and I am going to go by myself, as in like my husband or no kids are going with me, and I'm super excited about it, and I'm going to spend some of my money on this trip. And but there was different things I wanted and haven't been able to get, and so or there's other responsibilities, right? Other people to think of or whatever. But this is like birthday money, so I can really do whatever I want, right? But I'm going on this trip, and so I am not feeling like it is wasted at all. But it is hard for me. And I'm right in the middle of it, so it's really real. To not go and like buy that ring that I wanted because I now can or whatever, because I want to wait till the trip to see what I have left, to then see what I can do. But my birthday was in the beginning of September, and I'm like, man, this trip is coming up in November, right? And I'm like, that's a long time.
That money's burning a hole in your pocket.
So it's hard. It's hard. Every now and then I go online and I'm like, or I look at experiences that I want to do or have, and I'm like, can I figure it out already how much I need for my trip exactly so I can already spend some? and I can do it because I know the result it's gonna give me, right? So in the end, I can maybe experience several things. But it is, in the beginning, it was harder because it felt like, now it's limiting. It is limiting, and that was like a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world. So yeah, that's true.
So it's a combination. First, your adventure side is saying if it's practical, it feels like a waste of money if I need to spend it on practical, because it's about experience, it's about feeling, right? The creator and D side, again, if I must, if you're taking away my choice, I feel like I'm wasting money because my freedom to choose is super valuable. And again, it's a gift. Each of these have gifts. So we're just helping you understand who you are and who the people are around you. If you have an executor, an S, it's like if I spend money on something that's unfamiliar or a change, and then I don't really like it, that could feel like a waste of money for them. Right. So just to bring some perspective.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, let's look at deciding we wrap it up here in a minute.
We can always do part 3.
No.
No?
People might get bored and not come back. So, all right. Looking at spending money to go out to eat, deciding where. So I know a lot of people, as you're with your family, as you're with your husband or wife, with your friends, and it's time to go and decide how we're spending money to go out to eat. How do you decide where?
Where to go out to eat?
Yes. Where?
How I decide?
Yes.
Whatever I feel like eating in that moment. Ooh, I feel like steak, or I feel like, Mexican or whatever. And then, of course, yeah, if you're going, we have families of 6 with,
No, but we're looking just, if you're coming to a group of friends and we're here saying, let's decide, or by yourself, let's decide where we want to eat. What's your initial approach and how you're going to decide?
I look at what I like and what I feel like eating. Again, feel. And if it's a group, I will say, let's do this. I'll give an idea, and or I give like 2 or 3, and then see where it goes. And if it takes too long, then I'll be like, okay, let's just go there. It's taking too long. Let's go.
So, is there any, because the high highlights change, is there any change factor that comes in that you're like, well, I want to make sure it's something different, or it's more about just what I want in that moment, which is more
to go where is what I want in the moment. When I'm there, I will look at the menu, and I will last minute decide what I'm ordering, and I will ask the waitress, so what's your what do you prefer? What's your favorite thing? And then I'm like, most of the time between 2.
You'll talk about it.
I'll talk about it. I'll be like, babe, what you ordering? Because if you order something different and can taste, and he's always like, I'm not telling you.
No,
so.
No. Do you know why I don't tell? It's not because you say that I'll order something different in taste. Most times, because of your advancer, you'll hear what I say and get excited about it and order the same thing.
The same thing.
Yes.
Right. So that's why then I want to hear what the waitress, she works there, right? And I'm like, okay, that sounds also really good. That wasn't in my option yet, and I add that. And then I like to, just for myself, in my process, last minute, I just choose one. And I do like to try new things.
So the creator, the D, is going to be looking for what do I want now? This is what I feel like I want to get it. The I, the advancer, is going to be looking for, hey, what's going to be fun, exciting? What's a great atmosphere, a great experience? Who's going to be there? For me, as a seer refiner, I'll look at reviews. I don't need
what's on the menu.
I don't need I need the right combination of quality and value again. So it's like, I want good food. It doesn't have to be like 5-star, because I don't want to spend, initially I don't want to spend $100 a plate. Like, again, we talked about last week, food is food. Value. It's gone. There's not a value in that. So I want something that's good, that tastes good, that you get a good quantity. Yeah. Don't give me
and that's funny, because even if somebody else would pay for him, he still would not
because I still calculate. Right? My brain still calculates. I'm like,
I don't at all.
But I don't want just B grade food though. Like, I want a good burger, with a good sized burger, a good amount of fries or whatever for a decent price. I'll weigh the value and find a middle ground based on reviews of the food, on all that stuff. And again, if you have an executor, they like a little more of the familiar, so they'll eat. Yes. I have some change in me, so I like different restaurants. I like different food than the normal food.
They like family restaurants. Your mama's cooking, grandma's cooking.
Well,
type of thing.
No. Some, but what is known. So again, as a family, we have some S's, some executors, and when we decide where to eat, the D's are like, I want what I want, and I want something different. And a couple of our kids are like, let's eat Olive Garden every time because I love Olive.
They love it.
They'll
it's
pick,
so good.
They pick one or two places that they know what they like, that they know what they want, and they will go. They want to go and eat there and order the same dish. The other half of the family is getting frustrated because they want to go to the same place and eat the same thing, and they're like, "We want change. We want different. We want what we want." And so, just recognizing that. They like what's familiar. They're a little more concerned about if I get something different, what if I don't like it, type thing. Where you would tend to say, well, if I get it and I don't like it, ultimately, now you don't do this, but the I would be more. Then I'll just order something else. You know, it doesn't. If I don't like it, it doesn't matter.
And maybe you're wondering, how are they still there and married and happily married?
It's amazing. It's amazing.
It is possible, okay? If you are opposite.
So,
it is possible.
That leads us into the question from some of these guys.
Let's use our prop. Let's use our prop. Yes.
That leads us into here. Our different personalities. Kimberly asked this last week.
Oh, yeah.
Are different personalities always connected or always married? Does God always bring opposites together? What do you think?
Opposites do attract, and I haven't statistically researched this or studied this. That's his department. But it does generally attract more because you're seeing something in that person that you naturally don't have, and it's like interesting and curiosity and like almost like a new world or a new experience or whatever your personality is, right? And so but like I'm guessing similarities also attract, so that is not always the case, right. I'm sure, but probably generally you find that a lot of couples are opposites.
You do find a lot of opposites attracting that because of that experience. Now, I believe there's a certain identity in your marriage and for your family, and so depends on who you are and what God made you to be and do. Mm-hmm. I find that there are some similar personalities that are married as well. So I wouldn't say that a hard line is like God always brings different personalities together. Although in life we're made to do life together with different relationships, and so we complete each other in that. And
like with us, we're the total opposite of the spectrum, right? So he had on the personality chart thing, he has the things that I have the lowest of is the highest, the 2. Now, there can be a one main that is different and then one that you're similar in,
But you even find similar mains together. And of course, you're all unique because of your percentages. Yeah. So it's not a hard line that everybody that's married is completely different or different necessarily. They can be some of the similar strains. So then she went on to ask, what if they are both the same? Both styles. And so,
my initial thing would be, and I don't necessarily know anybody that is like the same style. I know a lot of that opposite. I would say, I don't know, could be kind of boring, but maybe not.
No. See, you're generalizing. That you can make people feel bad who are
sorry.
Similar.
Yeah. This is my I personality speaking.
Because you
boring
like the different.
It's like, oh my word, this life was not meant to be boring, right?
So
not at all
that
there is anything wrong with it.
Listen. So she was asking mainly in light of money, but this isn't everything. The thing when you're different, you have these different strengths and approaches that you need to navigate different communication and values on things which can be a struggle at times. But when you can align them and celebrate the difference, you bring a complete package or different sides that can help.
That's true. With money, that's what she was asking, because if you're both spenders or if you're both savers, right? So if you're both spenders, then what? You're gonna be broke?
No, when you're similar, then you need to connect with other people or put systems in place or have, coaches or friends that bring this other side. So, celebrate who you are, celebrate who you guys are in your marriage, and just know, hey, this side, we could use some benefit from other personalities, some other insight, and bring that into place. Because yes, if you're both super spenders or you like experiences, I mean, you'll be living the life that means success for you, but you may have to think a little more long term. Like if you're enjoying the moment, that's going to, don't save everything because you'll hate life, right? If you're an experienced person.
Yeah.
But you may get to a point where you can no longer have experiences because you spent everything. So that's where, meet with an accountant or a financial planner and allow them to help you plan. Yeah. Same if you're a saver, if you always just save as a couple, and you may get to 60, 70 and realize, I did actually want to travel, or I wish we would have eaten out more. So again, connect with people, bring that into play into your business, whatever marriage, that you can support that. Yeah. And then she asked where we had to adjust perspectives personally, which I think we may have to come back and talk about that on another day and just give a little more thought.
I mean, there's just always balance, right? And that's where, and that's a process and a journey you're walking together. That what you said, you have to come to whatever you said just now. I just remember you were doing this. But that's the relationship you're having, where it's a marriage or whatever, friendship, business, but especially marriage, because your money, and how you spend in life and invest and all that.
The biggest thing is to understand the person, who they are, and why they are coming with this approach.
Yes.
Because a lot of times people feel like, well, you just want experience, so you're hijacking our marriage, you're hijacking our finances, you're hijacking our life, or you just want to save everything, you're hijacking life that we're whatever. People feel like there's conflict and contradiction in that. And so instead of changing your perspective, because that's part of your natural strength and your personality, part of your identity and part of the greatness that you bring, realizing, hey, let me recognize and value the differences that are around me and allow them to be them and me to be me, and let's see how we can fit that together. So I don't necessarily recommend trying to change your approach, because you'll end up really becoming frustrated and feeling limited in life and not congruent to who God made you to be. But rather just recognize, hey, my approach isn't the perfect view, right? It's the perfect view for me.
Yeah.
But
it's not complete.
It's not complete. Right.
There's perfection in it, because God has created you like that. You are wired like that for a reason. It's something you bring to the table. However, we're not meant to do anything alone. So you're just more complete. And that's where I feel like with the opposite, it's like just God, like, that's just awesome how he did that, And that's not just in marriage, but like in business and in things that you want to accomplish in life. It's just more complete, because the other person that is wired different than you, that has a different, personality and all that, even like born somewhere different. And it's just a different perspective. And there's perfection in that too. Yeah. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, God created you and he said it was good. So this is good. This is good.
Right. Ultimately, what do you want together? Where are you going? And that's and instead of trying to change your view, change your perspective, as in valuing the people around you and moving in that same direction. And then just Kimberly, on the 5 jars, you can look that up, but it's putting a system in place where you have 60% ultimately becomes your necessities, what you need to live off of, 10% giving, 10% investing for the future, 10% fun money you're spending immediately, and 10% bigger fun money that you're kind of saving for bigger things. So what this is doing is putting a system in place so you don't have to work with your feelings or thinking
it takes an emotion
through every
out.
time.
Yeah.
And you can shift the percentages, whatever you need to feel, but ultimately it's about putting a system in place. So for every dollar that comes in, you're saying, hey, I'm giving this much is being set aside for expenses, living. This I'm going to play with and enjoy life. This I'm going to plan for my future.
And you see how even in personalities, it covers everything. It
Right.
covers the need and the value of saving and quality and investing and, you know, practical, but it also values the fun, the experience, the in the moment, not full, but anyway, living life, life, short term, long term, it just covers all of it.
Yeah.
But that's like a whole,
I'm not going into training, but what that does is then allows it.
Yeah.
It budgets money for you to spend it on however you feel, whatever you feel. It budgets money for me to play with, to spend it on what I want to spend it on. It budgets money that we know is going to build our future, takes care of our necessities now, all that stuff. So putting systems in place, however you want to do that, is going to help you, especially in marriage.
Yeah.
But whatever, just having something where it's you agree together from your different points of view, from your different values and personality style, you agree together, this is how we're setting it up. Therefore, we no longer have to feel it or think it. We just do it, and it gives us the results we want in life. Yeah. And that makes it easier. So anyway.
That was a long one today, but I hope this really helped you, answered some of your questions. Maybe you were able to answer some of these questions for yourself in your personality. And of course, at the end of the day, we want you to value and celebrate who you are so that you can also value and celebrate others for who they are. And thank you for joining us.
What's up, Alistair? How's it going?
If you're watching replay, drop your questions or comments in the comments, and we will get back to you for sure.
Yes.
And we will be back next week.
All right. Cheers.
All right. See ya.